Good morning students, how are you all? Today we will cover the second chapter from first flight, that is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. The name of the chapter is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom and it is taken from the book Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom and it is an autobiography of the Nelson Mandela. In this chapter there he is describing about the inauguration ceremony and where he is giving the speech, and he was the first black South African president, and he became the first black South African president after a lot of struggle. So he is describing his struggle in this chapter, what kind of struggle they did and what are the other people with him, those who fought for their freedom. And he also described about the apartheid system. Apartheid system was very deep-rooted system on those days, and this system was actually erected, built by the white supremacy. White supremacy means white people, and this system was the most brutal practice during those days. It refers to the discrimination between the people on the basis of race and color. So, and this time, on those time, the dark people, they deprived of their basic rights. So this lesson, or we can say this chapter, gives us an overview on the struggle of Nelson Mandela for making the society with no discrimination on the basis of color, creed, gender, and age. And he also tell about the countless people who fought for their country and sacrificed their life for the country.
So students, now I'll explain you the rest part of the chapter line by line. So in life, every man has twin obligation. Obligation means responsibilities and or duties. Obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. So here the author is saying every man has two responsibility in his life. The first is responsibility towards his family, which consists of his wife, children and family, and the second one is nation, towards his nation, his community and his people. In the civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his inclination and abilities. So here the author is saying, in civil society means where the people are polite to each other, and humane society where there is a value of humanity, where everything is good and fine. Each man is able to fulfill those duties and responsibility towards his family and towards his nation according to his own behavior and abilities. Inclination means natural tendency of behavior. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. But in a country But in the country like South Africa, it was almost impossible. So here the author is saying for country like South Africa, to fulfill these obligation or responsibility is really impossible for a man. And color to man, here the man means those who belong to black man, or we can say a man like him, as he is a black, was unable to fulfill both of those obligations. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. In South Africa, man of color means a black man who attempted to live as a human being, means who attempted to live like a human being, means getting married or going for work. Such type of man would be punished or isolated. Such type of man would be punished and isolated he did not have freedom to do so, he would be isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. So, in South Africa, a man, we can say a black man, who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably means unavoidably, removed means removed from his family. He was unavoidably removed from his duty, from his home, and was forced to live separate from his family, a twilight existence, in a dark existence, in a semi-dark existence, we can say, in a secrecy means without noticing anybody, and rebellion. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family. So here the author is saying in the beginning he did not attach to his country, people, and he was giving more importance to his family. But in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligation as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. So later on, after when he trying to help to his people, he was actually came to know that he was preventing his duty means he was not living happily with his family. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. So here the author is saying that he was not born with a hunger to be free or fight against apartheid policy. I was born free, free in every way that I could know. So in a childhood he thought that he was free like other children, free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies. Mealies means maize. Mealies under the stars and ride the boat black of slow moving bulls. So here the narrator was saying that he was in the childhood he assumed that he was free like other children to do all these things. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. As long as he obeyed his father and abided by the customs of his tribe, he was not troubled by the laws of man or God. He only had to follow the rules set up by his father or the custom of his tribe. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. So it was only then when he began to learn, he learned that his boyhood, his childhood freedom was an illusion, was a false illusion. He came to know that he was not actually free. He was not free to do anything. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, and when he became young man, when he discovered at the age of young that his all freedom had been taken away from him, and I began to hunger for it, and he started feeling hunger for the freedom. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I choose. So, at first, as a student, he wanted the freedom for himself. The transitory freedom. The transitory freedom is temporary freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what gave him pleased, and so where he chose, and he went a small freedom to do the thing. These all were the transitory freedom. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying. Later, when he became a young man and started living in Johannesburg, he wanted the basic freedom and honorable freedom of achieving my potential. Achieving my potential means he want to earning a job. He want to earn a job and earning my keepings and able to save his earnings of marrying and having a family, and he wanted to marry and having a family, and the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. And he wanted to live a lawful life like marrying and having a family, and he didn't want anybody to object him in doing so. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. Then slowly he realized that not his freedom was he was not free, means he was not free to do anything. Like him, his brother and sister, the people of his country were also not free to do anything. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. When he understood that he and his people and the people like him could not enjoy the freedom or basic rights, then that is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger of my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom. So he had joined African National Congress, and he also understood that not only he was yearning for the freedom, people like him is in his country also yearning for the freedom, and his freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom. Became the greater hunger for the freedom of his people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with the dignity and self-respect that animated my life. So it was the desire for the freedom, because he had to fight for his people to live their lives with the dignity, so that they can live their life with their dignity, the self-respect. And for this desire animated his life, and transformed a frightened young man into a bold one. And earlier he was a young man, he was very frightened, but now this attitude, fight for his people, fight for the freedom, changed his entire life. And we can say that he had changed from the frightened one to the bold one. That drove a law abiding attorney to become a criminal. He was fighting for his people and country. He was changed into a criminal. They people treated him like a criminal. They people means the white people treated him like a criminal then. That turned a family-loving husband into the man without a home. And due to the policy of apartheid system, he had to live alone apart from his family. And earlier he wanted to live with his family and being a loving husband, but due to the apartheid policy, he had to leave his family and he had to live alone without his family. That forced like a life-loving man to live like a monk, and this policy forced him to live like a monk, and he wanted to live like a loving man. I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man. I am no more virtuous. Virtuous means the people who has the highly principled values, or we can say a person who follow the principle. I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man. So he was not like a person who was following the principle and self-sacrificing like earlier. But I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms. And he found that he could not enjoy the very limited freedom he had, and those freedom he had not able to enjoy. I was allowed when I knew my people were not free, and he knew that his people were not free to do anything in his country. As he had a limited freedoms with him, but he was not able to enjoy those little freedom, because he knew that his people were not free to do, they were not free to do anything, and they were also not free to enjoy their liberties. Freedom is indivisible. The chains of any one of my people were the chains on all of them. So freedom is indivisible. Indivisible means cannot divide it. If anybody's freedom is snatched away or taken away, it means the freedom is taking away from all the people. The chains on all my people were the chains on me, because his people freedom is just connected with his freedom. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Oppressor means the person who oppresses others, and oppressed means the person who bears torture. So it is equally necessary that the person torturing someone else should be liberated, because all the people whom he had been torturing he can be the part of their hatred. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoners of hatred. He's saying a man who takes away another man's freedom is the prisoner of their hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness, and he himself locked behind the bars. Behind the bars means behind the rods, behind the bars of prejudice. Prejudice means strong dislike and narrow mindedness. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. And he is insisting that he himself is not free if he is taking away someone else's freedom. Just as surely I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. Just like then he was not free when his freedom was taken by somebody else. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. According to him, oppressed and oppressors are equally responsible to rob the humanity of their country, of the people. Like they both, when the both of these people are not free when they are indulged in taking somebody's freedom and losing or suffering their freedom. Wanted that the oppressor and the oppressors to be liberated, as no one is free if one is taking someone else's freedom. Only such feelings can bring true freedom for everyone. So student, this was the explanation of the chapter 2 from First Flight, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. And I hope you understood this chapter.